Hello, welcome to In Defence to Traditional Martial Arts. I've been meaning to do this review of this book. I've got 3 books by Steve Rowe through the post a couple of months back. This is his latest one that I'm going to review today, Soft Front, Strong Back. But first, just want to talk a little bit about what's going on in my life. I've been lucky enough to do an interview yesterday with on a Low Kick Slick YouTube channel. That's Mike Graves' YouTube channel, about my journey from starting off in traditional martial arts, moving over to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, and then kind of coming back to where I am now. On the back of that, obviously, my aims moving forward are to try and get a network going, particularly in the UK, of Tai Chi people open to pushing hands with different people, to exchanging ideas, to putting on gloves and sparring. My friend Igor has created a map where you can pin your details onto it for other Tai Chi people to find other people to either travel to or in their local area. It's a really good idea. Hoping to get another meet-up of the Far Gym project in the new year, and there's a couple of people in there want to get some inter-club stuff going, some competitive stuff. I think I'm well out of the wanting to compete at full contact, but I would love to help people who are in traditional martial arts build up to where they feel like they could compete at full contact. That'd be something I'd really like to do. And yeah, so that's my main aim going forward, and hopefully I've got an interview coming up with Jerry from Fight Commentary Breakdowns, which, being a fan of his channel for so long, is like really exciting for me, so look out for that. But yeah, let's get on to the book. Soft Front, Strong Back. It's semi-autobiographical about Steve's life. He's been through a lot recently, been through a lot through his life. It's a really good read, but it's also introducing his philosophy, because soft front, strong back, you've got to be tough, you've got to be strong to be a martial artist. If you're gonna fight other people, it's a requirement, but it's all for nothing if it turns you into a tough, horrible human being. So you need the soft front, which is the philosophy. And interestingly enough, small world, a guy I know who used to teach karate full time back in the 90s, he used to book Steve Rowe for seminars, and he said it wasn't for his martial arts, even though he was a prolific martial artist and very competent with what he did. It was more because he loved his philosophy. He loved how he could explain things, and that's what comes across in this book. Steve is able to explain philosophy in a way that I think he even likens himself to like a tabloid journalist in it. He can take complicated thoughts and turn them into easily understandable ideas, which for me is very handy. And he's given me permission, I got in touch with him, he's given me permission to read out this bit because it's my favourite part of the book, to be honest. And if you don't like this bit, there's plenty of other bits in the book that I'm sure you will get something from. But it's, when we talk about Buddhism, we talk about attachment and trying to let go, and how hard that can be, and it can be quite a difficult subject to describe. So Steve describes it thus. If we are going to work on letting go, we have to know exactly what we're letting go of. It makes for a great meditation and act of mindfulness to see what we are attracted and averse to. Every time the desire for either arises, we should serve them tea, examine them, and then let them go. To try and suppress them will only make them worse and give them more energy, whereas to examine them and see what the result will be is to become wise to their influence. Then letting go of them is only natural. If we'd always wanted a new car, the desire to own when we don't have is suffering. When we save up to buy it, as soon as we are starting to drive and the mileage starts to clock up, it's no longer new. So that is suffering. It might rain and it starts to get dirty. You might scratch it. That's suffering. Every time someone gets in with dirty shoes or with food, you suffer anxiety. if you're beautiful, as you age and your beauty fades, that's suffering. Fortunately, still got it. So if you see how it's the desire to have, to keep, or not have, that causes the suffering.
He will drop to his knees with the strike from here. Then this becomes a hammerfish strike that goes in behind the ear.
So for me, that's the best thing about this book, is Steve takes philosophical concepts, not just Buddhism, but Taoism, Confucianism, and Stoicism, lots of different ideas. He's obviously very well read in philosophy, but he can take those concepts and put them into explanations that people like me find a lot easier to pick up. There's a lot about his life. He ties the philosophy to how he's coped with these things that have gone wrong in his life. I just found it a really inspirational read, and found it to make me want to learn more about these different philosophies. So yeah, get the book. Soft front, strong back, Steve Rowe. I can't recommend it enough. Catch you all soon.